Hey friends! So in today's episode, let us feed our minds with helpful information about the topic of malnutrition and what it does to our body.
People commonly associate malnutrition with being underweight, when in fact, malnutrition is just a general term used to pertain to imbalances in a person's intake of nutrients. It just simply means that consuming too much or too little will both equate to malnutrition.
Being overweight because of excessive consumption of food leads to higher risks of getting heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cancer. While being overweight poses risks in the human body, being underweight is also a challenge. Do you know that malnutrition affects people in every country? Around 1.9 billion adults worldwide are overweight, while 462 million are underweight. Now, let's focus first on eating too much. What happens long term when you eat too much? The answer is weight gain, insulin resistance, and leptin resistance. Let's dive in. Insulin is a hormone that controls the amount of glucose in your bloodstream. Insulin resistance, in which cells are resistant to taking up the glucose that the insulin is trying to deliver. This in turn keeps blood sugar levels high and over time can lead to conditions like obesity and type 2 diabetes. On the other hand, leptin is also a hormone produced by fat cells that tells the brain that you are full. It is an appetite suppressant. Do you know that the more body fat someone has, the more leptin they will have? Leptin resistance causes you to feel hungry and eat more even though your body has fat stores. The result is weight gain. According to Food and Nutrition Research Institute, 3 of every 10 Filipino adults are obese, and around 27 million Filipinos are overweight and obese. But what about eating too little? Insufficient intake of energy and nutrients from food is not good for the body. Undernutrition occurs when people do not eat or absorb enough nutrients to cover their needs for energy and growth or to maintain a healthy immune system. In the Philippines, 95 children die from malnutrition. Deficiency of nutrients or malnutrition will interfere with growth hormones such as lack of protein, zinc, vitamins, so that it will result in low insulin-like growth factor 1 and growth hormone. The biochemical changes in acute malnutrition involve metabolic, hormonal, and glucoregulatory mechanisms. For example, because of inadequate energy intake, glucose levels are low with depletion of glycogen stores. In the early phase of acute malnutrition, there is a rapid gluconeogenesis with resultant loss of skeletal muscle. Are you familiar with lipolysis? Lipolysis is the metabolic pathway through which lipid triglycerides are hydrolyzed into glycerol and free fatty acids. It is used to mobilize stored energy in a person with acute malnutrition. Another is ketogenesis, which the body uses to provide an alternative form of energy for the body. When a person has too little food, a limited diet, or a condition that stops their body from obtaining the right balance of nutrients, it can severely impact their health. In some cases, this can become life-threatening. Serum albumin levels have been used as indicator of malnutrition. Albumin, synthesized in the liver, is the most abundant protein in human serum. Low albumin levels can be related to poor nutritional intake, but recent researchers have not agreed on this one because it might not give an accurate picture of someone's nutritional status.
What is obesity? Obesity is a condition of increased adipose tissue mass. It's essentially an excessive accumulation of triacylglycerols in fatty tissue that is the net result of excessive energy intake compared to energy usage. Adipose tissue is a major endocrine organ producing various hormones that regulate body metabolism. So, when there is an increase in the fat cell mass, it leads to imbalances in its release of hormones, which can also have various metabolic effects. The metabolic complications of obesity consist of insulin resistance, impaired glucose tolerance, and type 2 diabetes, dyslipidemia, hypertension, and premature heart disease. Here are 5 health risks of obesity and what you can do to prevent and manage them. Number 1. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes occurs when your blood sugar is higher than normal. Over time, this can lead to other health issues like heart disease, nerve damage, stroke, kidney disease, and vision problems. To prevent this condition, maintaining weight, eating right, and getting regular, moderate exercise may actually be helpful. Number 2. Heart disease. Over time, fatty deposits may accumulate in the arteries that supply the heart with blood. People with obesity have higher than normal blood pressure, low density lipoprotein cholesterol, triglycerides, and blood sugar. All of this contribute to heart disease. Arteries that become narrow may lead to a heart attack, and blood clots in narrow arteries can result in a stroke. Number 3. High blood pressure. Extra fat tissue in the body requires more oxygen and nutrients. This means that your heart must work even harder to pump blood around the body. The increase in the amount of blood circulating puts extra pressure on the walls of your arteries. This added pressure is called high blood pressure or hypertension. Over time, high blood pressure can damage your heart and arteries. Number 4. Liver disease. This happens when excess fat builds up in the liver. The excess fat can damage the liver or cause scar tissue to grow, known as cirrhosis. Fatty liver can eventually lead to liver failure. The only way to reverse or manage the disease is to lose weight, exercise, and avoid drinking alcohol. Number 5. Gallstones. Obesity increases the risk of developing gallstones. Gallstones occur when bile builds up and hardens in the gallbladder. This can be very painful and may even require surgery. Eating a high fiber diet and healthy fats may help prevent gallstones. Avoiding refined grains such as white rice, bread, and pasta can also help. There are way many more complications that you may encounter if you are obese. If you know someone who is suffering from obesity, losing weight through healthy diet is a good start to change their lifestyle. Being more physically active and making other changes to their usual habits may also help them manage overweight and obesity. In many developing areas of the world, people are affected by malnutrition as a result of poverty, war, or drought, hindering their access to food supply. Kwashiorkor and marasmus are the 2 forms of severe protein energy malnutrition. Kwashiorkor is a severe form of malnutrition. It is a condition where babies and children do not get enough protein or other essential nutrients in their diet. After a mother weans the child or stops breastfeeding them, it causes a dietary change from a diet containing proteins, amino acids, and fats to one consisting mainly of carbohydrates. The symptoms of the disease are fluid buildup in the tissues, leading to swelling of legs and ankles, dry skin rash, weakness, and reddish-orange discoloration of the hair. A characteristic symptom is a pot belly or distended abdomen as a result of abnormal fatty enlargement of the liver and fluid buildup. In kwashiorkor, low serum albumin leads to reduction in this effect, leading to fluid buildup in tissues. The disorder can be treated by the gradual reintroduction of milk-based or specially formulated food products, but if untreated, may even be fatal. On the other hand, marasmus is a severe form of malnutrition in which there is inadequate caloric intake in all forms, including protein. In a child, the main symptom of marasmus is a failure to grow, known as stunted growth. The condition is characterized by muscle wasting and loss of body fat and is often accompanied by infections. Treatment is by gradual reintroduction of a balanced diet. While other people struggle to eat food, especially children in poverty, others develop malnutrition during their illness, and it contributes to morbidity and mortality. Food is necessary to provide the body with energy and key biomolecules that are essential for normal body function. Disease may be associated with an excess intake of energy-rich food, undernourishment, or malnutrition. Friends, I hope you learned something today. See you on the next episode.